All right, everybody. Well, hey, always good to have a backup plan. That's why I always have a presentation in pocket during one of these events in case something like it just happened. We're supposed to, this time slot's from Frank Rolfe. Unfortunately, he wasn't communicated with his staff about the session. He just thought it was a phone call in. And that's not the case at all. He needs to be in a car, so I don't want to risk bad audio because that's not the way it's supposed to be done. So I'll deal with Brandon over Mobile Home Use later on. We'll have him on at a later time. So no biggie. All right. I am Mr. Contingency. That's right. We will get, trust me, we will get Frank back on. Not a problem. I got a cell phone. We'll go direct to the source. So that's not a big deal. But one of the things that we'll dive into though right now is some of the easiest ways to find deals, including mobile homes, including apartments, including self-storage departments or self-storage units and facilities. So one of the things that we've talked about before, it all starts with the financing, right? I mean, Joel Block talked about having the money and things like that. And if you know who has deal, who's made the loans on specific assets, then that's a great place to start, is going to the bank to find the guy in distress. Now, one of the tools that I like to use that I'm a huge fan of, let me pull up my screen here for you guys. I'm going to close some stuff out because I got way too much open, it's really something really kind of cool. And so Scotsman Guide, so you guys have heard me talk about this before. scotsmanguidecom. It's a free website. I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see this. So you've heard me talk about this before. Others haven't, which is all right. So Scotsman Guide is a great place. Now, this is a website designed for mortgage brokers, okay, residential and commercial, because that's who's on the origination side, on who's originating what. Well, the beautiful thing is when you go to the commercial side here, this used to be a paid membership. It used to come out in the mail monthly. It's a big periodical talking about who's financing what kind of rates and stuff like that. So you do one of the beautiful things, you got residential, you lender search, you have commercial lender search, okay? And now you see you have commercial lender search for commercial, multifamily, hard money, construction. So let's click on the commercial side of things here, okay? Click on that. And this sends, it takes us to commercial search engine, which is the really valuable tool because basically, as you can see, use this matrix to find commercial mortgage lenders for common loan purposes and properties. It also includes mezzanine funding, non-recourse loans, second mortgages, and SBA loans, okay? Select the states, okay? If the loan is about $1 million, you enter in, that the LTV is 80%, enter 80. So it's all great stuff here. So let's just pick, when you say everybody really liked the self-storage side, so look at self-storage stuff, huh? And Texas is one of the biggest states. We'll click here. So I like picking a state, let's just say 1 million, okay, at least $1 million loan amount, okay? And you do LTV, debt service coverage ratio. We'll just leave those blanks, okay? And let's say it's a purchase, okay? And then you pick the property type. So let's go down here. You got agricultural, churches, energy, hospitality, industrial, land, okay? That's a thing. If you guys like the land thing with Jill and Steven yesterday, mixed use, manufactured homes, mobile home parks, okay? Let's do that. Let's just jump in there real fast. We'll come back into a search there, okay? So we're looking for mobile home parks, at least $1 million loan, okay? And it pulled up 37 matches, okay? Now, the great thing, you see Velocity Mortgage Capital, Lanterra, Strong Hill Capital, Present Capital Management, LLC, Access Kennedy Funding, Pender Capital, Cherrywood Mortgage, LLC, Silver Arch, Allure, American Savings Life Insurance Company, which is kind of funny, FMC Fidelity, Bank Corp. All these lenders are financing $1 million. Now, what's great is it'll tell you if it's a little bit less. So let me look at, so the minimum amount here is on the left-hand side here. You'll see the minimum amount being at least 100 grand. The mobile home speaker, Sherry, unfortunately didn't have a presentation. He was be driving the phone. So he did not, we'll get him back at a different time. So apologize for the delay. He's been communicated a couple times. I don't know why he was not ready. So anyway, you'll see on here, mobile home parks, 100 grand, 25,000, even small stuff, 250K, 1 million, 500,000, 1 million, 200K. So you see, you've got the number of amounts there, and then the minimum and the maximum they'll end up to, and the LTV that they're looking for. And then you also see the debt service cover ratio, which you see 1, 0, 1.15, 0.55, those kind of things, the specific lending class. But then you see where they're lending at, which is important, which states. Nationwide except these states, okay? Nationwide except just a couple states. Nationwide, okay? So the great thing about this is you have an email address for most of these already on the origination side. Okay, so I would actually do yourself a favor. Like if I'm going to call Velocity Mortgage Capital, I'm going to actually call the number because it just has a default info there. So I would literally call the phone number and ask to speak to somebody who handles their self-storage finance or mobile home park storage, as we're talking about mobile home stuff. Okay, and go that route of tracking that. Hey, what do you have on your books that you're looking to get rid of? What are you looking to get rid of? What are the things that you don't have? Okay. Is there a need to get a membership to log in? No. Scotsman Guide is free, Jack. Scotsman with 1 T. No need, no membership. This is a free online source. Okay? Free online source for everybody there. So this is a great thing. You got 37 sources. All right, Silver Hill Financial. You know, this is, if you're really serious about this is the route that I would go. Now, these are all going to be, you're not seeing major banks on here because this is just mostly lending companies. Okay? Now, that's a great thing source there. You also, another thing that that you want to pull up as well is going to be Lane Guide. Lane Guide, there is a subscription. Some of you guys do have this, about $165 a year. You can use this search to find a lender for a deal like Strip Center. Yes, let me go back to Scotsman Guide here. So yeah, you just go back and pick the search of whatever type of commercial asset you're looking for. Todd. So let's go back here again. Once again, Texas, we'll pick Texas. Pick the state you want to buy in. Texas, the loan amount, LTV, and all the property types down at the bottom here. So let's just go all the way down to the bottom. Self-storage, single tenant building, specialized single purpose, retail, owner-occupied, office building, condos, non-owner occupied, residential, municipal public works financing, mobile homes, mixed use. Yeah, so let's do the look at the self-storage side. So we'll click self-storage. Well, 64 matches for self-storage lenders. Okay, wow. Same thing, tells you the minimum, the maximum, the LTV, the debt service coverage ratio they're looking for. Boom, you can tell it's hot, twice the amount. Okay, questions? All right, you look for whatever you want, okay? Like I said before, why don't you jump on here? This is a website you all can go to, okay? Very easy to do. You can look at basically, let's see here. Mixed use, mobile home, municipal, non-owner, retail mall, strip malls, hit search. It's a free website. You can search yourself. 63 matches on the retail side, okay? Nice aspect there, right? Boom, that's a great start. Those will give you a big chunk. Now, in Lane Guide, you can do the same thing. We'll click over to Lane Guide here real fast. Now, this does cost you about $150 a year. You get logged in. No changes. All right. Same thing. You can go over here to lending type search. Click on lending type search at the search box. We'll just do the same thing. We'll look at states. We'll just say Texas. Known to lend in the state. Lending categories. Okay. Now, let's pick out commercial real estate. Or let's see here. Sometimes they'll have specific stuff in here. You can do multifamily, commercial credit lines, equipment financing, SBA, mortgage warehouse. So we're going to do commercial real estate. Additional lending type. Let's do commercial construction. It's not going to give you specific asset classes like, oh, multifamily, yes, but it's not going to break down a lot of commercial stuff on here. So on this one, you want to do either retail or wholesale. You can do either or, okay? Now, The thing on here, lending genre, the regulated entities or the independent lenders. Portfolio lenders are probably going to be a better source, but we'll just go ahead and hit search that just to take a look at, okay? So we'll click on that. The reason I'm doing generic, let's say we're looking at self-storage, like they said before, it's highly desirable by banks for that. So now you've got a list here, okay? This will be a little bit of a longer deal of following up and calling through them. They're Abilene Credit Union, Academy out of Utah. I've dealt with them before. Okay. Affiliated Bank. Okay. So they're doing commercial lending. That's not a big surprise. I mean, it's a big list for you. Now, one of the great things that we can do on here, let's go to regulated banks and entities. Okay. We're going to do either. I'm going to go back and do this again. We're going to do commercial real estate, commercial construction. We're just going to do Texas. Keep it simple. It's a lot of the same thing. Well, I see it in the same players, but these are all going to be banks or credit unions. It's not going to be just lending. It's like Academy Bank. Some others on the previous search engine were institutions. I mean, not institutions like the bank, but like private lending. They're not FDIC regulated. Okay. Now, this is a nice list there. You got some bigger banks, Care Loan Services, Affiliated Bank, AIM Bank, let's see here, Legence Bank, AAA, Energy, American Bank of Commerce. Okay. So same thing, searching on there, calling their commercial department. Okay. Now, another thing that I like to do is I'll go over here and look and do a search toolbox for REO property or REO asset managers and do the commercial search. Okay. Commercial. Pick the state I want to buy commercial stuff in. Okay. Statewide. I can pick specific counties if I want to. All right. Let's say we'll do something. So primary department. Okay. Special asset department is what we're looking for. Company types: banks, mortgage lenders, credit unions, asset management companies, government loan services, finance companies. Let's just do banks. Okay. And hit search. So you've seen me pull this list before, some of you guys in our different workshops, but there now you've got names and phone numbers on the commercial side of the business. All right, to call and track down. And I found some great deals. Like, let me look in here. Synovus Bank in here. Synovus probably is not. Oh, Synovus Bank is in here. Michael Johnson. I've dealt with them over there before for self-storage. I've gotten lists on them quarterly on all their commercial assets they're looking to move. Okay, and it's going to be a little different list, you know. A spreadsheet that you can cherry pick from. Okay, so let me give you an example here. Whoa, I got a lot of files open. Closing some stuff down here. So I go over here. Let me pull up my commercial banks that we've bought from in the past. Pulling up here. Oh, it's an older list. Maybe a different one. I want you guys to see something that makes sense so you guys see exactly what we're talking about. All right, so like, here we go. Here's one. Let me pull this up. A lot of times, give me a second here. All right, so sure. So give you an example here. So they'll send stuff out usually on a quarterly basis. So let's say like portfolio 26 loans secured by residential assets. This is on a Florida residential pool. They'll send you stuff residential. They send you commercial stuff, Florida stuff. Okay, It's nice though, because once you get registered with them, here's a same kind of email on South Carolina, North Carolina assets. Okay. Give it a second. Come on. 46 loans secured by residential assets. So that's the beautiful thing about this stuff is they send this stuff out on a regular basis. Just trying to pull up the commercial stuff here for you guys. Here we go. Q1 2018 commercial pool. Okay. No, Dan, these would not be pools that you'd be able to cherry pick most of the time. They're usually wanting, I take that back. A lot of times the commercial assets you're able to cherry pick. Okay. So this is the loan count. This is 26 commercial loans, outstanding balance, 5 million with proper locations in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. This is this is from last year. Okay. Ginger Griffiths at synovis.com is who I would deal with over at Synovis. And they have stuff on a regular basis. Okay. You're going to have to sign a confidentiality agreement before you jump in there. But what I'm trying to get at is these bigger banks will have stuff, and they're easier often to deal with. Hang on a second. Do I have something? So I got there, Midwest. Anyway. They have a lot of opportunities. Okay. Most of the time, the commercial stuff you can cherry pick. Let's see what kind of questions you guys have. Commercial pools, you can often cherry pick. A lot of the residential pools, they want you to take the whole thing down. And Todd, I don't know what you mean where you're reading from. Okay. Daphne, they normally service their own loans. Yeah, a lot of the commercial lenders will service their own commercial loans. Yes. Okay. All right. Daphne, good question. They're often service, especially on the commercial side, they're often self-servicing because you don't have to have a license to do that. And lending companies, that's the beautiful thing about it. If it's a non-bank, they're often self-servicing on the commercial side. I don't necessarily recommend that because I think you got better things to do. So between for the money, what is the basic difference between Lane Guide and Scotsman Guide? So Lane Guide gets a great question, Linda. Lane Guide is going to have banks and financing companies, whereas Scotsman Guide isn't necessarily going to show banks. Okay, Scotsman Guide is going to show you just basically who's originating, and then that's where I like to go. Who's lending on this stuff that I can call and buy? Okay, Lane Guide is going to give you a history of everybody who's bought or sold, who's originated, serviced them, and stuff like that. So Lane Guide's a little bit bigger, but I think Scotsman Guide's a little bit faster, especially if you're doing focus on the commercial side of thing. If you're looking for specific assets, hey, easy to run. What states are lending in? If they hit your top parts, great. Your top 3 or 4 states, awesome. If they don't, hey, move on to the next lender. Question here. Guys, do me a favor. Please keep your questions directly. I don't need comments on the Q&A. It throws everybody off. So keep them direct questions. If I answer it, you don't have to go back and make a response to it, okay? All right. So one of the things that I also like to do that I'm a big fan of is, especially commercial deals, it takes longer for due diligence, okay? Oftentimes commercial deals, you're not going to have all the cash rolls, the rent rolls, those kind of things, the financial, especially if it's in default. Even for the bank. Going to the bank, you may not have the default. So I like to work it from a little bit of both angles, especially the commercial side. Because if they send you a list of assets, then I like to jump on that list and see if it's ever been listed for sale. I'll jump on LoopNet, jump on and call local brokers in the area, see if they know anything about the specific asset and go from there. Now, one thing that's really, really valuable is this is something you can set up on like a drip campaign to market to. So, I'll give you an example. Maybe it was a couple months ago, we spent some time, and so Texas is a big market here. Okay, can we agree to that, everybody? Right. And if you guys like self-storage, mobile home parks, they often have membership associations in Texas that you can join. Okay. So, like this one here. This is a Texas Self-Storage Association, okay? So ins and outs of the lease in our new video, whoopie-doo, and the best rental agreement in Texas, whoopie-doo, great. Now, Oh, they got an awesome luncheon August 1st, 2019. And that's this Thursday. I did not know that. Hang on here. August Austin luncheon. Competing online against the REITs. Free to join. Casa Chapala. Okay. I might have to join that. Okay. Anyway, so the nice thing is if you're looking for vendors, you can find vendors on here. Okay. All the stuff here. Membership. Okay. Join all of your stuff. But the great thing on here, if I remember correctly, resources, facility locator. Okay. Search by zip code, search by city. Okay. Search by facility name. I'm just going to type in A and find. So now, if I just do this with A, B, C, and D, I can copy paste this thing. I got to thank Jeff Wolf for doing this, but that's the beautiful thing. I can copy paste the name over into a spreadsheet. Now I have the names, their website, their address, and an email address. Often the email is going to go to the manager or the owner of the property. Oh, snap, right? Snap diddly wop, okay? Show all 500. Let's just do this really easy. Okay, that's just for A. Okay? I would have your VA copy paste the whole thing. Let me see if it'll let me do this relatively easy. I believe it will. Remember. There we go. That's just the A's. So I would do the same thing. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. Copy it. And go over to Excel spreadsheet. File new. And just paste special. Whoop. Just like that. Get so tickled. I'm such a dork. But now I just pulled, emails, names, postcards, or not postcards, mailing address. I can do it as 500 people that are on the first of A's, A through L. So there's more than 500 there. Okay. But now look at how many, think about that. A lot of these, majority of these, you've got emails. Okay. You don't have phone numbers on. Oh, yeah, you have phone numbers for those, most that you don't have. And that's just the A's, everybody. Think about how effective that would be. You wouldn't need a lot of people to respond. One of the things that we, out the previous mastermind student a few years back, do this exact same thing. He ended up buying 3 or 4 by doing this simple thing, joining it, sending an email out once a month. Okay, hey, who are you looking for to see if you had anything available? Those that clicked on the email, he would follow up with a phone call, and he would negotiate 1 or 2 deals, either that he would keep or that he would broker. Okay? Not hard to do. Can we agree to that, everybody? Free resources. What we just did was free. And I know many of you are excited about the self-storage stuff since we've had 2 people on talking about it. But just think about that. Look at these. Most of these people don't even have their website on here. Okay? See, some of them have a Bulldog Storage. Okay. North Main, North 5th Street, 3D Enterprise. Okay, so some of them do that stuff. But that's the thing. You're literally, I would just drop an email out and dial for dollars. Okay? Interested in seeing if you might be interested in selling. Okay? You might want to map these things to see where they're at. So let's do, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Somebody had a question, comment here. Booyah. Exactly. Now, if you're wanting to do in state, I don't know. I would check the state that you're living in. Like, Michael, you're in Missouri. I would look to see if there's a Missouri Self-Storage Owners Association. Okay? Something close by. Help you get the first, figure the first things out. All right. Let's do batch geo. Copy, paste in. Validate. Yeah, we'll just do the first 250. All right, 250 is done. Great, send it to my email. 250 self-storage. Okay. So if you're looking for commercial assets, that's the first thing. I would be going, like I said, Scotsman Guide. I go to Lane Guide. Those two things to start tracking those things down, and then reaching out individually like we did here, reaching out to jumping on LinkedIn and see if I can't track down the person in charge at the bank who handles that. Now, one bonus that many of you guys are breathlessly waiting for, which I'll be sending out on Monday once I finish everything up, is the Bauer list. And we just ordered a new one on Thursday. They're pulling this. I should have had it on Friday, but I had not received an email yet. So I want to make it the freshest list for you guys. So, like, I'll give you an example. Let's see here. While that map is pulling up. There's the email. I just hit. I pull it up. Let me share to you guys. So storage. So you see on the 250 that we mapped, just the first 250, because Batch Geo, which is another free website, will only map 250 assets at a time. So look at that. I mean, look at all those areas. Look at everything around. That's only half. Oh, I'm going to upgrade to Batch Geo just to map the full huge list. Corpus Christi. That's not in everything. So there you go. Right there, everybody. You can do that to map, kind of see what's close, to see what's going. Focus on your marketing to make it smart. Okay? That's valuable right there. Okay? All right. Let's see. Any other comments, questions here? Okay. All right. So that's one thing. Now, let me share to this, the Bauer list. So the list that we're sending out to you guys that are paid is the Bauer list here. You can see, you'll see the FDI cert number. These are all licensed banks, okay? So they're going to have quarterly reports that get filed with the FDIC, okay? See the bank name, the website, the address, the city, state, zip, the phone number, the full CEO name. Then you have the CEO's name basically broken up, so you do a mail merge if you want to. Current star rating. Previous quarterly star ratings, so you can see improved or declined. The Bauer Financial list, Bauer Financial is a bank rating system that rates them based on the reports and what they have as far as assets under management, whether it's performing or not performing. So you start seeing these previous quarters, leverage capital ratios, a tier 1 risk-based capital ratio. I'll send you the definitions of it out, each one of those, what this means, okay? We can see if there's well-capitalized, non-core funding dependence, loan-to-deposit ratios, net income for the quarter. Whoopie freaking doodah, okay? What we want to get over to is this other real estate owned. That's their REO percentages, okay? Non-accrual loans are 90 days past due. Accruing loans past due. Construction, land development loans, total 1 to 4 family. Commercial real estate loans, total loans includes multifamily, okay? Okay? So you see what kind of makeup it is on what they've got, okay? Repossessed assets, net worth, non-performing assets plus net worth reserves, delinquent repossessed assets, annualized loan loss reserves, okay? You see the percentages going up. And then the number of branches up here, okay? Tangible assets, non-performing. Number of branches there for you. Now, there's not an email address in here because Bauer Financial does not provide the email addresses, but you've got a phone number and 800 name. You can find, honestly, if you use like LeadFuse as a search, as a tool on LinkedIn, you can jump on and find just about somebody's contact information, either the person's name, like Mr. Kim Ludell at 1880 Bank, which we found that online relatively easy, and reach out to him directly. But this list alone, this one we pulled a few months back, was 2,100 names. Sorry, hang on here. I want to be specific with you guys. 2,425 names, okay? Now, if I recall here, the new Bauer list I'm sending you, when she quoted this, there's now 2,031 branches, okay? 2,031 branches with banks that have 5 or more branches across the country, okay? So that's the nice thing. There's still, it's gone down. Obviously, some banks have gotten smaller, some gobbled up and combined some things. So the number's gone down from when I pulled this over a year ago by 300 some odd banks, 400 banks, but still plenty of sources. Plenty of sources for you to reach out to. Hey, who's in charge of your commercial assets? Who's in charge of commercial? I mean, you've got the name of the institution and their website domain. You can use LeadFuse to find somebody in charge of commercial special assets, okay? You got a direct phone number here. Boom, that's easy enough to phone call and say, who's in charge of your commercial loan department, okay? So you can start seeing with a higher default rate because you can take that spreadsheet and resort it by the defaults. And that would be your hot list to go after, okay? Now, loan loss reserves loans delinquent 90 plus days and go on that route, okay? That's the beautiful thing. Go on the higher default rates. They're going to have stuff. They're going to look to get stuff off their books, okay? This making sense, everybody? Looking how to find assets? Here you go. Here's a list of 2,000 banks and their phone numbers. And here's show you exactly what they have in the quarter report. Boom. Here, jump on over to Lane Guide and take a look at Lane Guide or Scotsman Guide and reach out to 37 to 63 people or departments specifically for your lending class, okay? It's not difficult to do. You know, that's the beautiful thing. Now, I'm a big thing. What I like to do too, you want to make one of the things that Terry talked about yesterday, okay, is the broker side, the broker website. So I wanted to bring that up for you guys. Okay, so if you just do, let me do a new share here. So I had this pulled up, Self-Storage Brokers of America. Just click on this. When she talked about the self-storage brokers, this is where it goes. Okay, here you go. They got properties here. Let's click on the property side. Existing property sale. Okay. New facility lease up. Sold. Room to expand. Terrell. Central Coast. Okay. Indianapolis. So this, once you find out what the address is, you might want to reach out to the bank and see if you can't buy the note and be in control of that buying that note at a discount. Okay. See their team. Eric Smith must be the big guy. Yeah, Eric Smith. So these different brokers are going around out of Ohio, South Texas. So as they said, the 4 or 5 people, there you go. You may want to reach out to them and see what's going on. All right. For property portfolio in Puerto Rico, Columbus, Ohio, sold. Here's a portfolio, Columbus and Akron. to the recent sales they've taken care of. So thing you may want to look at is finding, okay, who was the original lender on some of these, and track down the lender that way too. There's so much free information out there for you to find stuff that it's like shooting fish in the barrel if you know where to go, where to look at. That's one. Go back to see what else pulled up in the search engine for you guys. Or if you click, oh, here you go, self-storage CBRE, one of the biggest commercial companies. Evaluation Services, Self-Storage Association, okay? Three big guys there, the CBRE, okay? Properties, this is one thing you want to look at, okay? Properties for lease, let's look at it. Properties for sale. $2,200 assets search. Let's look at, we're going to change the country to the United States, not Austria. Okay. So there's 1,891 self-storage here. New Jersey, California, okay. St. Louis, there you go, 0.3 acres. $20 acres industrial land, Joliet, South Lake Vista. Loan sales. Let's do, here you go. Why is it not letting me do the loan sale? Here's another thing. You see loan sales being done on some stuff. I would check out who the lenders are on these things and call them to see about if they've got anything else available. Okay. Loan sale. Let's click on see what it says here. Georgetown Road in Indianapolis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a building. Office. Okay. So there's this whole second half of the building here. Okay. Anyway, checking out and finding out who the bank is on that. Let's do some different photos here, just the one photo. Okay. But reaching out to JD Graves. That's the way you go about finding commercial assets. You can go direct to the banks. You can go direct to the lenders who are lending on it, the brokers, the portfolio lenders, and pull that information and be rocking and rolling. Okay. So here's what I would be doing. I mean, I would not be, the thing is, you find your niche, find the association, find the state agencies, or find the state departments, or not the state departments, but you get what I'm saying, the state membership associations. Join those groups. They often have a portal. They often will have lists. I mean, and it's just free information. I mean, in 10 minutes, we pulled 500 in just part of Texas, all right? Just 500 numbers through ALs in Texas. It'll let you do for 500 at a time. Great. You know, hit B's, hit C's, hit D's. You can pull that whole list there for you and then be rocking and rolling and kicking butt and taking names. Okay? It's not a difficult thing to do if you just know where to look. And you know the lender, you know the lending types. So it's a matter of just finding those specific things. Okay? You know, when we looked at, where is it here? The SSBA, Texas Self-Storage Facility Resources. When I noticed something on here, let me go back here and share my screen back with you guys. they had resources, and it was cracking up. I was like, oh, wait a second. They had a service scene, okay? News magazine, lease video. Heck, if it's a news magazine, you may want to post something in there. Hey, number press release. What's this? Category sales expansion. Oh, so here you go. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So they have an account. You can check out, see who's listening there, okay? So more resources here. This is such a wealth of resources. Upcoming auctions. Let's look at that real fast. Yeah, so it's basically an upcoming auction for their stuff. I mean, membership in this thing. Total TSSA members roll have grown to more than 3,900 facilities, okay? 3,900 facilities. I guarantee every month somebody's going to be selling. 3,900, okay? That's an email blast. That's hey, I'm just touching base. See if you're looking to sell, okay? Let's see here what it would cost to join, so you guys have an idea. $220, 140 each additional facility owned. So 220 basically includes you plus one, okay? If you want to do a vendor, it's 300. If it's a developer, 220. So 220 just to join the group, okay? That's not bad. That is so well worth it to join it. Boom, shakalaka. To join it as a member, hey, I'm a member of the Texas Self-Storage Association. Just want to reach out. We're looking to expand across Texas. We're looking at adding all types and sizes, depending on location, situation. Boom, rock and roll. Okay. Now, if you find an area that's got them densed in, I would jump on the phone, call your title rep of that neck of the woods, say, hey, can you tell me who the bank is or who's the financier on these commercial assets? That'll give you the banks to go after who have financed them as a way to potentially buy the assets, buy the note, maybe at a discount if it's non-performing. Okay? I mean, that's not all of them. I mean, there's a lot of mom and pops that probably aren't advertised on here, but that's a great start. It's a great start to the thing. 3,900 just in Texas alone. And if you leverage those with the bank relationships, I guarantee those banks are probably lending and have branches or other departments in other states that are lending around those areas as well. Questions, comments? But one of the things that we did is, we got a question pop up here. Did I record what you just did? Yes, I did. Sure did, Michael. You better believe it. I'm a big fan of this stuff. I mean, it's smart, right? Now, this focusing on small niches like this for the note stuff is one of the things that we do in our WCN membership. $97 a month. We do usually at least 2 coaching calls that are different from our Note Night in America calls. You get discounts to different things, different things being memberships to other vendors that we use, other events. We also will get discounts to other people's stuff, other trainings. You get some monthly swag, shirts, books. If you've been around, you heard of like John Matheson, he had a book. Well, he provided a bunch of copies that we sent that out directly to our members. I like a hardback copy of a book. You know what I mean? I got a whole bunch of books here that have been from some of our previous guests for the podcast that will be delivered to our WCN membership. So $97 a month. If I can't save you or make you $97 a month at least, I'm doing something wrong. So if you're interested in that, you can just go to WCNmembership.com, get signed up. Quite a few of you guys are a part of that. If you guys are a part of that, enjoy it. I'd love for you to chime in for it. $97 a month. What's wrong with my question? Why won't let me type in here? Cancel at any time. The beautiful thing about the WCN membership, too, everybody, is the fact that you get it includes our tickets to Note Camp. It includes a ticket to our virtual workshops, which those two alone will, that's worth the price of admission. That's worth having the membership for that, because you get the replays, you get access to that. Michael says, best 97 I spend every month. It's invaluable. Yeah, because it keeps you plugged in. All right. Extra coaching calls with us. We do a lot of hot seat stuff. Hey, people having issues. What's the Jeff Wills loves the exclusive training, because it's narrow. It's not a huge group of people. We're right at about 100 people. Some people come on, but those are recorded. You have special access to those trainings. So, and then they're not usually 2-hour long conference calls. They may be 45 minutes to an hour. If I come up with something, usually I come up with something each week. That's here's a tool. Here's something you can use. Like the last 2 weeks, we've done a lot on commercial assets, like using lead views, how to dive into the Bauer list. So if you guys are interested, that might be something to look at as well for you. $97 a month. It's valuable stuff every Wednesday night usually. Please send t-shirts less frequently. I have never heard that, Samed, of people being upset about getting a t-shirt. That's funny. Well, this month, what we're doing, we are sending a t-shirt out this month of some of the swag, but we're also sending out a nice 30-ounce Arctic Yeti basically here for you. And there'll be a t-shirt shoved inside, okay? Next month, we got a couple books that are going to go out to everybody with some other nuggets and discounts. But this month, we just got our packages in. We got stickers going on them for you. Nice 30-ounce freaking Arctic thing here. T-shirt shoved inside. I love books more, he says. I understand that. We got 3 books coming out next month for you guys as well. There, plus some other bonuses and discounts. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Quest will often give us a discount code. It's different. Note Expo will give us a discount code that's different than most people. Noteworthy Investor Summits gave us a bigger discount than they give anybody else, because they know you guys are serious. You guys show up and you guys close deals. So WCN membership, okay, get rock and roll. Ian asks, are there any broker hedge funds selling commercial NPNs just as NCI for residential? Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are selling commercial NPNs, okay? One of the things that we're going to go through actually on the next WCN, you're going to like this, the next WCN coaching call that I do is we're actually pulling a large list of commercial hedge funds. I'm kind of sneaking this. It's going to end up being the second weekend. What is it? Because next Monday, Monday will be a backup call. I'll try to get Frank on tomorrow night. He's not available. But then the first phone call in August that we do is going to be dealing with commercial hedge funds and telling you exactly what they're looking for. And these have names, phone numbers, email addresses for everybody. And then say, hey, here's the asset classes that they invest in. Reach out to them if you're looking for specific asset classes. Yeah, I know. Phenomenal list. Big, expensive list it cost me to buy. Well worth it. That's going to be a bonus for our next WCN membership signups for everybody out there. Okay, $97 a month. Boom, set it up automatically for you. Cancel anytime if you don't find value. But you cannot rejoin at the 97. If you're going to rejoin, it's going to be at the 149, because usually it's the 97 is for those that get signed on for the first time. Stay in good standing. Great, it stays at 97. Won't ever go up unless you cancel and then want to resign. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, Ian, all you've got to search for a lot of times too, which can be helpful, is look for it. Self-storage hedge funds, mobile home parks. Okay, let's do that. Let's go jump in and look at that on Lane Guide real fast. Scotsman Guide. Okay. Okay. So let's go back here and do search, commercial search, lender search. Let's say Texas, just for the heck of it. Actually, we're looking for, let's look at Florida, because I think Florida is going to have more lenders doing stuff. So we'll just say 250,000. Boom. Purchase. Mobile home, manufactured home parks at search. It just showed 20 matches. Okay. A lot of them are some of the ones we've seen so far, though. Velocity, Line Terra, Strong Hill, Fidelity, Incredible Bank, Commercial Loan Center, Silver Hill Finding, South End Capital, Gravity Capital, Apex as normal, Ready Capital. Gelt Finance, Cressida Direct. I hadn't heard of them. Lease Florida. Huh. Private lender, direct lender. Direct lender. Okay. There you go. Let's do one other thing. Let me do one more search. Same thing. So he takes you to the Scotsman Guide. Security mortgage. Direct commercial funding. Let's look at this real fast. Direct wasn't a part of the Scotsman Guide, if I remember correct. Was it? No, it wasn't. So finding direct, it might be a broker that's selling them off to somebody. Okay. Great. Todd, you can jump on there and take a look at that. We're not diving into that right now. Okay. So the thing is here, everybody, it all starts with you taking action. Okay. I know many of you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off going, ah, you know what I mean? What you have to realize, everybody, is you're going to have to start filtering through some things. Now, the reason I love the note game, okay, is it leads to a lot of things that we can take down. All right. By doing the simple things we just discussed, 5-10 minutes, take some time. It's going to take some time to build some stuff. But if you start looking together, let's talk about some of the things we talked about. Obviously, been raising, talk about capital raising for your commercial stuff, putting a fund together. Many of you could put a fund together just focus on self-storage stuff, like kind of like what Terry and Lee were talking about. Terry Garner was talking about late yesterday, or Scott Myers has done. Okay? Those are things you can put together that bring in cash flow, it's bringing in assets. You're marrying the two things together. Not only just buying the real estate, but the note aspect of it, reaching out to the lenders to find some really sweet deals. Okay? And worst case, they not pay, they no stay. You bought the note at its discount. If they're not going to work with you, boom, you take the property back and take over ownership as an REO. Okay? It's a sweet thing. All right? Now, a couple of things. We've actually done this in the past. It's one of the rare situations. I was working with an investor in South Carolina, Ed. And Ed had taken over a self-storage unit in South Carolina. Was operating it. He'd taken over subject to, and the loans on it weren't friendly. It was hard for him to make money on it because it was basically overfinanced. So we started reaching out to Palmetto Bank, was one, I think it was who his bank was, if I remember correctly. They're a big bank in South Carolina, traditional bank. And said, hey, what do you have on your books that you're looking to get rid of? Note-wise, they sent over a list of commercial loans, and lo and behold, boom, his note, the note that was on his self-storage unit was one of the loans they were looking to get rid of. So they knew it was in trouble. So we were able to negotiate a sale of that note at a discount, finding an investor to fund the deal at a flat return, and he was able to now go from barely making it to seeing about a 20-25% yield on his money because he's able to get the financing restructured to somebody who was getting a good return on their note, but it still allowed him, since he was able to discount that down dramatically, him be the bank in his own property. Now, that's not always going to happen, but it's still a phenomenal thing. It can happen on the commercial side. It's not going to happen on the residential side very often, but it does happen on the commercial side if you're coming from a third party. Now, if they had known it Ed was such and such LLC storage or whatever, they would have never sent him the list. Okay. But the fact that he came in, he took over subject to, he was able to get that done. All right. But just think about it. 3,900 self-storage units just in Texas alone. Do you think some of those are in default? Do you think some of those have owners on them that are tired and want to walk away? Yeah. I would totally agree with that. Some that want to walk away. Some that be willing to let you take the deals over. Some that you can find out who the lender is if you talk with them, and then Maybe negotiate buying from the bank at a discount. The beautiful thing about this business, everybody, is it's all about simple things. You know, find the deals, find the capital. It comes down to those two things, okay? Some people are better at raising capital. Other people are good at finding deals. You can partner together on things like that. You know, like what Scott Meyer said, hey, if you signed up for stuff and you go out and find a deal, they can, and you're looking for somebody to help provide financing, they can help do that depending on the numbers, okay? You think you could send, if you found a deal in a secondary or tertiary market, you could send it to Terry and make some money on it? Yeah, I think you could. I think you really could. And it'd be really valuable for you. It's not, most of the actions don't come from lack of deals. It comes from lack of taking action. And some of you guys and gals on here are phenomenal. Actually, everybody on here is phenomenal. Not some of you, all of you. And I know the mass majority of you all pretty well. None some of you for quite some time. I know some of you guys are scared of your own shadow, which is sad. You guys don't have the confidence, or you're too busy doing a variety of other things. You've been snake bit in the past. And the thing is, we've all had deals that go south. We've all had deals that have struggled down. You cannot buy into, oh, woe is me, these other deals I've done, these 2, these 8, these 6, whatever. Oh, this person that took me for money years ago. Get over it. Welcome to the 21st century, everybody. Get over to that poor ass me. Let me whine about it. Oh, woe is me, and go do some more deals. You can't sit around wallowing in your own despair or worried about what happened from a year or 2 years ago and move on and not move on, okay? And unfortunately, many of you guys are doing that. Now, there are action takers out there. I see some really great action takers. They're doing a couple of different things. That's great. I'm not talking about you, okay? You can't sit here and be scared of your own shadow and find success. If that's the case, if you're scared of your own shadow, you know what? Log off, go enjoy watching the golf this weekend. Get off, just quit listening, go do something. I'm so tired of dealing with people that are so scared of their own shadow they're not going to do anything. Or they give me excuses. And I don't want to deal with excuses anymore. In 5-10 minutes there, we showed you guys how to pull assets. And so many of you are like, oh my gosh, it's great. Some of you are asking really educated questions for being really dumb deal-wise. What do I mean by that? Oh, you're educated, you know what's going on, but when it comes down to doing deals, you hide. Okay? And I love you. I'm going to love you till whatever. But I would love you a lot more if you go do some deals. I want to brag on you. I want you guys to go do things. So all the slides from people out there, all the replays, doesn't mean shit because most of you aren't going to watch them. Most of you aren't going to look at them. And most of you need to quit running from event to event to event and just start doing your own event. And your own event is making offers. Your own event is stopping the madness and quit looking at yourself in the mirror and bullshitting yourself and lying to yourself and taking action. Yeah, oh, show me how to find commercial deals. Great, we just did there. What? You're not going to do it for me? No. There's a free website. You got fingers that work. Type it in yourself. Go to it. Because trust me, if I go to it and find that there's 65 or 85 lenders in your neck of the woods of what you're looking to do, and then I talk to you in 6 months and you're still doing the same thing, I'm going to pull my hair out. I might go, you know, I want you guys taking action. Many of you are doing great things, but a lot of you are still not doing anything. And that's the scary thing. You're using excuses, okay? And a lot of it, the biggest coaching you need is right here between the 4 to 6 inches. If you're commenting negatively, it tells me right now your biggest issue is you. If you are struggling and you keep using excuses from what happened beforehand to go forward, your biggest issue is not the deal flow. The biggest issue is not what happened in the past. The biggest deal is you right now. You know, I understand many people are in the middle of doing like, okay, hey, we're doing fix and flips. We're bogged down a couple of deals. I got to be focused. I love that. That's totally fine. Hey, I got to be focused. I'm not knocking this stuff out. That makes sense. kudos, you've got your priorities in right. Boom, that's great. But for those of you, and I know many of you aren't doing things, you're more worried about little things instead of taking action yourself. You're worried about, oh my God, my boss might find out what I'm doing. What? Yeah. You know what? He's probably going to write a check, because if this is the thing that always drives me bonkers. If you find that you're working for a company that is out for themselves, they don't provide retirement, they don't provide benefits, you're working 50, 60 hours a week, what the hell are you still doing there? Why are you not doing something for yourself? The clock is ticking for all of us, okay? The clock is ticking for all of us. We all have 24 hours a day, okay? We've all got 60 minutes and hours. What you choose to do that stuff is up to you. If you find yourself busy with busy work, okay, fine. The one thing that I wanted to have come from Note Camp commercial, and this is different than the residential side, okay? I knew it was going to be a little bit more serious people that signed up for this, and I'm excited that those that signed up, okay? But I also want to make sure that you guys are doing the things you need to do. And the things, honestly, whether you believe it or not, commercial deals are a little bit easier to find. They're easier to do because there's rarer air. There's less people. You know, you've heard me talk about the 5%. Do 5% more from the rest of the crowd, you'll stand out and get things. Commercials are rarer air. It's higher up on that mountain. You get up there, there's people that are still below in base camp trying to figure stuff out. You guys have had some amazing speakers Friday, Saturday. You got some more ones today on the rest of this afternoon. Please, for the love, make sure you're taking action. Make sure you're looking at what you're learning and looking at how you're going to implement what you've learned into doing some things. Maybe it's going to, if you're worried about a fund and raising capital, maybe you need to go to Joel's thing the end of October in Vegas. Maybe you need to go to Scott Meyer's self-storage thing the 17th, 18th, or the 17th or the 20th. Okay? Maybe you need to jump on and download Chuck Sutherland's coaching and mindset stuff. Okay? Hopefully you've downloaded Corey Peterson and he made you text it in to get it away for free. Woo! Okay? That's just priceless. We don't want it to be another book on the shelf. We don't want to be another ebook you don't read. We don't want to be another video series that you don't watch. We don't want to be another PowerPoint slide presentation that you're never going to open up again. Okay? I don't care what your experience is or where you're at, whether you're in Alaska to Florida to Maine to Puerto Rico to California, Texas. I don't care where you live. There's no excuse for you not doing deals. I don't have any money. My house burned down. Great. You have internet. You're on here. If you're on here today, there's no bullshit excuse you can't do deals. True story. Lack of excuses. Big lack of excuses. If you're on here, you have the technology and the wherewithal to be able to find deals, especially in just the last 30 minutes alone. What do I have to do to move you off the rock that many of you are on? Okay? What do I have to do? Many of you like the coaching. Maybe you need a little bit more of a hand-holding thing. Great. Sign up for the WCN membership. Or some of you want to come do some stuff, bigger stuff. Hey, we're looking at putting together a 2-day, 3-day event. Don't know if it's going to be this year, but really an in-person, small 2-day, 3-day event focused on, hey, helping you take deals, helping you bring stuff to the next level. It'll probably be it won't be an online class like this. It's probably going to be an in-person class. Don't know the dates, but I've had some people reach out to me recently and say, hey, we would really love if you would do this again. I'm like, okay, great. We'll do an in-person thing. Probably won't record it. I have to really be motivated to do something if we're not going to do it live like this, okay? Because this is so much easier on everybody for the most part. But for some of those, maybe bring some people together. Who knows? Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? So here's what I would do. I pull the list. If you're going to go after self-storage, you're going to go after mobile home parks or retail, whatever the heck it is, you're going to find a list. Go join the memberships. Retail owners of Missouri, okay? Self-storage owners of Kansas. Okay, self-storage owners of Texas, okay? You're going to make that list. You're going to either A, have a phone number, B, have an email address, or C, have a website. What would you do? I would, if I have an address, I'm going to put together a mail merge piece and send it. I'm going to actually do a drop mail piece out to the owners, especially if I can find the person's name, okay? If I have an email address, I'm definitely going to email blast, okay? Because I'm going to send that out to the asset manager, or not the asset manager. I'm going to send it out to the owners to see if they're interested in selling. Those that respond back, I'm going to then jump on and find out who the bank is on that. And then that's the next step I'm going to do. I'm reach out to the bankers. Hey, do you have these types of assets that are available? Anything on your books you're going to get rid of? And marriage the two together. And then it's going to be emails once a month, follow up with phone calls, emails to asset managers, follow up with phone calls, and put the two together. That's what it comes down to. We have, in this last year, 2019, we've changed what we've done. We're doing less classes because we're focused on more assets. We're doing less classes because, A, we've got stuff online. It's evergreen for the most part, but we want to focus on more assets. We're building some things, capital raising for the downturn. When we know it's going to hit, we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to come out two guns blazing, rock and rolling. I never got into teaching to do this for years, okay? And I'm excited because we do something a little bit different this week, even though it came commercial. We haven't done it in a while. But I love commercial deals. That's how I got my feet wet. That's all I focused on because that's what was sent to me early on, 2008, 2009. As the residential markets changed and they cleared through that, we got residential stuff, and we've been feasting on residential deals as the commercial deals dried up a little bit, but now commercial deals are coming back. And I want you all to do things. You are all capable of doing those things we talked about. Sending an email blast out, sending a letter, a postcard, calling banks and asset managers. Each and every one of you is capable of that, okay? Dan, the numbers we talked about are probably a landline, so you're not going to contact them by text, okay? This is why, if you can pull the emails on that, why wouldn't you send an email blast? Send them an email, okay? All right, guys. Well, once again, hey, if you're interested, drop me an email, or if you want to get signed up for the WCN membership, WCNmembership.com. That's WCNmembership.com. They'll take you straight to a checkout page. Content, extra training, discounts, tickets to different events. A lot of great stuff entered into it monthly into that 97. We pack a biggest wallop. And I'd say it's the biggest bang for the buck besides their No Buying Blueprint. It does not include No Buying Blueprint, but it includes a lot of great things for you to be able to tap into and take your no business to the top. So what we're going to do now, there's no other questions. We're going to let you guys take a quick little break. We've got Aaron Young coming on here at 12:30. So we're going to let you take an 18.5, 19-minute break. And we'll come on back at that point at 12:30 Central Standard. All right.